Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations, and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. We'll be going into the famine. Because the famine is real. This famine is real. You know, there's a lot of non-believers. They don't believe this is going to happen. Just like with the charagma, that CHIP, that's on the way. There's only a few more prophecies to come. Jacob's trouble, that CHIP, and World War III. This famine is going to lead into Jacob's trouble. I think through the Spirit, this is gonna kick off. This famine is gonna bring in Jacob's trouble. Why? Because when you don't have no food, it becomes a problem. See, people don't want to hear this, and they ain't gonna listen to this, right? But this is a great way for YAHAWAHSHI to get your attention. He gonna get your attention on this one. See, that C19, that was just a little practice, that they did. But this one, that's coming, is gonna get your attention. This is gonna bring in all hell. This is gonna bring in all chaos. So I want to play a little video to and we'll filter through the scriptures like we usually do. So we'll see where the Spirit goes, and we'll go in. But this famine is real.
Hey everybody, new video for you. Listen, I am not fear-mongering as I was told in my last video. I am trying to get you guys to be able to understand the importance of what's going on here. It is really, really bad. I'm not fear-mongering, okay? You need to get a grip on how bad this food situation is. So I want you to pay attention to this video. The world only has a 3-month supply of food. If production stops, humanity has nothing to eat in just 90 days. Now that's globally, not just here in America. 90 days, guys. 3 months, and there wouldn't be any food.
You see? And that's Esau is warning you. You got these preppers, you got these farmers. And they're coming out and they're telling you, man, it's a war on food. That's what I'll probably title this. War on food, famine. But I'm going to bring this out. We'll go to Revelation. We'll go to Revelation 18. Revelation 18. And we'll start at 5. Revelation 18 and 5, and it reads, For her sins have reached unto heaven, and YAHAWAHSHI hath remembered her iniquities. This place, Babylon, America, they've went all the way against what the Lord is saying in this book. the unrighteous decrees. You got the fruit cup community. They're blessing the, not blessing, but they're, they put the fruit cup community on a pedestal. They're all for it. And YAHAWAHSHI explained to you what happens to fruit cups. They're poisoning all the food. They're just gunning down Jake left and right unjustly. There's no democracy. There's no justice here for Jake. There's corruption on top of corruption, in Washington and going on with these businesses and schools with Idumea. I mean, extreme corruption, horrendous crimes, and they get away with it. This society is built on evil and wickedness. They celebrate all these wicked holidays. They mock Jake just like on Thanksgiving. They didn't, Christopher Columbus then killed all them, northern tribes, and they have a holiday for it and they celebrate it. Esau sits has his own business, on stolen land, and sits around in the chair and spins around in the chair and makes, $2 million a year and does nothing. All he does is fire and hire. Who does he hire? He hires, Esau hires Esau. And they quick to fire Jake for anything. Jake can come in 1 second late. They'll fire you. This place is completely through. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and YAHAWAHSHI hath remembered her iniquities. Even back when the Romans went in there and stole the temple and wrecked the temple. And just did Jake treacherously, 6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. Salakia. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. Right. Esau has done some of the most horrendous crimes, man. Like I said, he's murdered all the tribes. If we go back to from when the northern tribe was over here first, and then the southern tribe came over here, and we fast forward from then all the way into, we'll say from the 1500s or the 1400s, from that time, from the 1400s all the way in now, how much has Esau? He's treacherously murdered the tribes, the northern and southern tribes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We can't even count on. The estimation is far beyond how many tribes have got murdered. Raped our women, raped our kids, murdered our kids and babies. And then, using them and throwing them in prison. Do whatever they want to Jake. The Lord said he's going to pay this place double. This pain and suffering coming to Babylon, Esau's not going to be able to take that. Take this, the local Edomite, the six-pack Joe, and Joshua and Stephen and stuff. The ones who hang out and are so cool, and they're not going to be able to take this stuff, man. They're not going to be able to take this pain and suffering that's coming, because YAHAWAHSHI is bringing this famine and this pestilence through, man. This famine is going to be Serious. This is going to start the beginning of Jacob's trouble. So let's get back into the interview.
Members of Congress are now using words like famine and starvation to describe what is coming. When the Western world hears these warnings, most assume it will be something that takes a place to poor people in Africa or Asia. Unfortunately, this time around, that's not going to be the case. We are in unprecedented territory here, and we will see things happening in the months ahead that would have been absolutely unthinkable. Right now, we are still eating food that was previously grown, but it is food that will not be grown in the months ahead that will be the real problem. David Friedberg is an early Google executive who started the famine insurance company Climate Corporation. What a name. And he just told the All In podcast that the earth operates on a 90-day food supply. The price of nitrogen has gone up from $200 to $1,000 in price. In potassium has gone up from $200 to $700, and the price of phosphorus has went from $250 to $700. So now it is so expensive to grow a crop that a lot of farmers around the world are pulling acres out of production. So they're going to grow less food this year than they would have otherwise because it is so expensive, and they cannot fertilize their farms because they don't have the access to fertilizer. Food supplies are going to go down, and it's going to be catastrophic. March Food Price Index from Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations states that the index is 33.6% higher than this time last year. Excuse me. March food prices are up 12.64% from a month-on-month, almost double the previous record monthly surge. If you're looking for red flags, people, this is the one that you need to notice.
You see? You see? You know, this thing is going to be, like he said, it's going to be catastrophic, man. You got 90 days. When this hit, and this is what I was saying a couple videos ago, I believe right at the end of summer into that fall, when it's going to be smoking clear, that this ain't no game. It reads, we'll go to Revelation 18:7, and it reads, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. You see, Babylon, America has lived deliciously. They went into all these different countries and stuck their nose in, and you can't have a nuclear weapon. You can only do this. Anytime a country doesn't want to agree with Babylon, you know, they sanction them and tear them down. You know, America has all, you know, the food, all you can get food. You have access to food 24/7. 24/7 you have access to food. You have all the entertainment, the money, you know, the fashion, you know, the school system. You know, you got big schools, universities that are outstanding. The structure, the facility, you know, the facilities. You got Esau got these big mansions and big business buildings, top of the line technology. You know, clean water. They have just lived deliciously. Ain't had no attacks. The only attack really is that in that 9/11. They ain't had no big bombings where their country just gets bombed, or 30-40% of the country then been bombed and desolate. They ain't had no big, big drought or famine. Everybody's safe, well, just a majority. It depends on where you live. Big parties on the beach and, all these different festivals and, just live deliciously, man. Super Bowls and NBA finals and golf tournaments and, big sports events, concerts. Babylon has lived it up. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. And that's what's coming to this place is torment and sorrow. It's torment, it's pain and suffering coming. For she, Salakia, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. You see? You see that? And that's and you look at, all these presidents that then came, and they've been so proudful, telling lies. And they can't. The best, the number one nation and number one country in the world. America. Big Christmas events, all their holidays. They have lived deliciously and have lied over and gotten away with it. And like I said, there's so much corruption going on in there in Washington. It's ridiculous right now. It's overwhelming. Esau is divided at this point. Esau versus Esau. You white people are against each other right now, without a question. And at this time and date, you white folks are against each other. The Democrat, Republican, you're divided. Going over there to the east with Russia and Ukraine. You're the same people. Esau versus Esau. White people versus white people. You guys are divided. Without a question. You're being exposed right now. You've been proudful for all these years. We'll go back into the we'll go back into the interview.
You just found it. The whole planet operates on a 90-day food supply. That means that once we stop making food, humans will run out of food in 90 days. What else do you naysayers have to hear? You simply must stock up as much as you can while you still can purchase what items are available. Listen, things are getting really bad. Now those few clips from this article states that. That was from the economic collapse, by the way. Excuse me. The whole point of this article is, with only being 90 days of food on the shelves, at best, 90 days, farmers are being told not to farm. They're being paid not to farm. We have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of chickens that are being culled or killed because of this supposed bird flu, which I believe is a lie, okay? And the government is making their chickens be tested, each and every chicken, for a supposed bird flu. Well, these chicken companies can't afford to do that. Some of them have outright said no, they will not, and they're totally rebelling against the system, and they will not check their chickens for bird flu. They just can't afford it. Every single test on every single bird would be an outrageous price. So we're not going to be having chickens farmed and grown and supplied to us at the counter, right? Okay, so there's no farms. The farming is going down terribly. Can't get fertilizer, which is totally manufactured. So they can't fertilize their crops, so they can't grow their crops. What crops they can grow are going to be very limited, and they're only going to grow what they need. When this gets really bad, they're only going to grow, and it is, what they need for their own families and what they can afford to grow, which is going to be so far less than what was done previously. We are going to suffer these effects right now in a few months ahead. Okay.
See? And I'm gonna leave it there. You know, we're gonna go over to we'll stay at Revelations. But like it says, in the coming months, this is when it's all gonna hit the fan. You know, that belly is gonna be growling soon, especially if you got a big family. And you got a lot of people right now planning their vacations and, you know, trying to go here, trying to go there. You better you better think twice. You know, you planning to go somewhere in August and it's a lack of food. A lot of people about to starve, man. A lot of people are about to starve, be hungry. And like I said too, be prepared for them to cut them lights out. Be prepared to be in the dark and hungry. The Lord ain't gonna play with y'all, man. We'll go to 8, Revelation 18:8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is YAHAWAHSHI, who judgeth her. See, Esau ain't gonna get away with this, man. And it's all coming to a head. It's all coming to a head. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel 7 and let's go to Ezekiel 7:15. Because, like he said, the farming, they're just getting paid to destroy their farmland, and they can't farm because the stuff is getting too expensive with no fertilizing and other products that they need. Ezekiel 7:15, and it reads, "The sword is without, and the pestilence." See, and they talking about that chicken. The chicken's got a disease. That's that pestilence. So they ended up there and killed 30 million chicken or 30 million birds. The chicken is, all you chicken lovers and meat eaters, is about to become a problem. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Right. You're not going to be able to escape this sword, man. And ultimately, if you ain't been doing thus said the Lord, and you got a family, it's coming for you and your family. 16, because Esau don't give a damn about you or your family. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian. That's what he's trying to do. Because this is a man-made famine through the power and spirit of YAHAWAHSHI. 16, but they that escaped of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, everyone for his iniquities. 17, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. You see, the men gonna be weak in this time, man. A lot of 2/3 of you gonna be weak. You ain't gonna be able to take this, man. There's a lot of men out there that claim that they so hard and tough, but in this time you're gonna be weak. The Lord's gonna bring all your pride to the ground, because there's some tough guys that's walking around here. There's some tough guys that think they're, thuggish, ruggish bone, you know, they can't be touched. We gonna see, because the Lord tell you you're gonna be weak, knees gonna be weak. But this is gonna bring chaos, man. This is going to bring chaos. I'm gonna close out with this. We're gonna go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 22, because with this famine brewing, ultimately this is going to cause cannibalism. And then on top of that too, you got animals that are going to be running loose. How are you going to contain? How are you going to be able to contain that when you got wild beasts that are starving, and then you got people that are starving too? But what did the Lord say? Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Let me read it again. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. No flesh be saved if them days weren't shortened. Because if the Lord wasn't coming back, this place would be blown to smithereens. There's no food. It's chaos. You're going to end up killing each other. All that prepping, all that saving food for 100 years, none of that's going to save you. The Lord's going to save you. And who is the Lord coming to save out of this big, gigantic disaster? Out of this American horror story? There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect. The elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Call halal YAHAWAHSHI. You see, the Lord's coming back to save the elect, the 144,000, the men out of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. He's coming back to save the remnant, the elect out of those tribes. The rest of you 2/3, you're gonna die in this Jacob's trouble, and in the famine and pestilence and destruction of Babylon, America. You're gonna die over here because you didn't want to listen. The Lord's coming back for the elect. The elect gonna make it through this, man. A good majority of them. Some of us will be put down. Call halal Yahweh by Shem Yahweh, but will be risen back up in greatness. And whatever that we go through, the elect, Lord willing, I'm part of the hopeful elect. Whatever the elect has to go through, the Lord's He's gonna put the Spirit on the elect to endure whatever they have to go through. But this famine is serious. And this is gonna kick off that Jacob's trouble in the spirit, I think, because when this food get low and people got families to feed, that's when the sedition amongst men is gonna come in. That's when fights, food wars, and he's supposed to be your boy, your friend, your best friend. We gonna see. Because the less food, the higher the price. And already know Jake, when they ain't got no food and they can't afford a certain They ain't got no meat, and Jake love to eat, you know, and they can't go into these grocery stores and you know, and feed their family. Jake gonna burn this shit down. Jake gonna burn it down. They gonna end up start breaking into these grocery stores. They ain't finna go out, and they gonna come in a multitude, right along with Esau too. The ones that's living low, and the rest of the other nations too. It's gonna be all out war. This is coming. So, you know, I seen that earlier through the spirit. I want to, you know, filter that, you know, but this is coming, man. This famine is going to be real, and it ain't gonna get better. This is all through the power and spirit of YAHAWAHSHI. This is prophecy, because this place Babylon is going to be destroyed ultimately through thermonuclear war. The missiles is getting ready to be shot off. I just seen something with that North Korea. You know, they had their little missile parade. You know, the pot is boiling. The pot is boiling, about to fall off the stove. So if you don't got YAHAWAHSHI, and you ain't part of that elect, you're gonna perish. You're going to perish over here. So I don't want to watch this. I'll come back with another lesson. Hopefully you were edified. But I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Shalom, Israel.